Good evening and welcome to Lewiston City Council regular meeting for Monday, January 6, 2014. Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item is citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the council on agenda items or other items you wish to bring to the attention of council. You're encouraged to discuss operational issues in advance with the city manager. In consideration of others wishing to speak, please try to limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Are there any citizens' comments this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion to read the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we read the consent agenda. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to read the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0.
Approving the City Council meeting minutes of the October 28th, 2013 regular meeting, November 25th, 2013 regular meeting, and the December 2nd, 2013 work session. And approving the vouchers payable for December 6th, 2013 through December 19th, 2013 in the amount of $1,719,611.63, and this excludes payments to Albertsons.
Okay, Council, the consent agenda has been read. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as read. Is there any discussion by council? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. We'll move on to the active agenda. First item is vouchers payable to Albertsons for $254.18. I'll entertain a motion to approve vouchers payable to Albertsons for $254.18 with Councilor Daniel abstaining due to conflict of interest.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve vouchers payable to Albertsons for $254.18. Is there any discussion by council? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0 with Councilor Daniel abstaining for conflict of interest. Next item is the outgoing councilor comments and adjournment. I think that Mr. Bennett, you have something.
I do indeed, and I invite the councilors to obviously take advantage of this opportunity to address the city and to those assembled here. Your preference as to whether you'd like to do it from where you sit or if you'd like to come up to the podium.
I think we prefer just probably our final address from here.
Well, before we get started, I would like to present each of the outgoing council members with a plaque prepared by the city for their service to the community. First of all, to Dr. Dennis Ortman, who has served since 2006 to 2014. Doctor, thank you so much for all your service to the community.
Thank you.
And to Mayor Pro Tem, Brad Cannon. Brad, it's been a pleasure working with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Finally, Mayor Kevin Poole. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Kevin, for all your leadership over the last 4 years, and Godspeed.
All right, thank you. Okay, for comments, though I hate to do this, I hate to follow Councilor Ortman on speaking, but since it's the last night, I guess I'll defer that. Councilor Ortman, would you like to make some comments this evening?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to welcome all of you to the 154th Monday night edition of Who Gets It Right Anyhow for this current council. And for me, it's the 308th edition, and for the mayor, it's the 462nd edition. You've put your quarters in the slots, and you expect to see some action in this pinball machine game called government. You may be expecting a wrestling match between the tax spenders, money lenders, and the public never spend a dollar defenders. On any given Monday night, some of you have been grateful for the love fest among the winning voters, and others would have tossed them to the pit bull promoters. Regardless of your motives for turning in to the television on Monday night or for showing up here, whether that's a horribly slow social life on your part or a genuine interest in watching those who can improve your life or cause you strife, please hold on. The Monday night game is fast. It's an hour, or maybe two if Councilor Ortman continues talking. Who gets it right anyhow? We all try. Jed tries, Clinton tries, Jim tries, Thera tries, I try, Brad does, so does the mayor, and soon Mike and Jesse and JR and Bob will all try their best to make life better in this seaport city. Tonight, we congratulate the new standard bearers who will elect a new mayor and a mayor pro tem. There's enough available brain power to leave a legacy to be admired. Those of us departing believe we have. Time will tell us if the new resolve to be positive and innovative lives up to the potential. The new councilors all deserve our support in that quest. In the past 8 years, we have had few dull moments. Thanks to Councilors Davis, Curran, Kluss, Havens, Bush, Nessett, Bromling, Carlson, and the colleagues here for playing the game of government. Who gets it right anyhow? I can guarantee you that I see life and its possibilities far differently than some of these public servants, but each offered us intelligence, ideas, color, or drama in some dimension. On this night, when we celebrate the arrival of the three wise men in the Christian world, we welcome four here who will offer their brain power, their negotiation skills, their color, and their drama. We are very confident that they will all try to get it right. I'm extremely proud of my association with the mayor and the mayor pro tem, who have made great personal and professional sacrifices to serve you. Representative Stevenson now has a chance to concentrate in an area of public service where she can make a difference if she so chooses. And although we are miles apart in our philosophy, I am pleased to have had her interaction as well. We have heard the names, both complimentary and derogatory, that we have been called by the citizens throughout our tenure. Some respectful and bonding labels, some names that would embarrass my 88-year-old mother. A large part of Who Gets It Right Anyhow is listening to a barrage of citizen comments, most from respectful fellow citizens. Emails, phone calls, entrapment at the post office, the coffee klatch, or the grocery store, as well as congratulatory and the accusatory fingers here at the podium. I have to admit that twice I have stopped the interaction at a funeral because I considered that to be the most inappropriate place. I know that could not hide my irritation with the discourteous and mindless phrase, "you people." We all do this together. Nonetheless, counselors learn by listening to those who agree and disagree with them, by reading, observing, and thinking. And I'm so very grateful for the lessons that I have learned that go far beyond politics. Like my colleagues sitting here, I learned what it takes to provide the services citizens deserve. It has little to do with the seven of us, and a great deal to do with our receptionists, accountants, clerks, librarians, custodians, catalogers, computer technicians, planners, engineers, lawn mowers, groundkeepers, maintenance personnel, administrative assistants, firemen, inspectors, flaggers, police officers, investigators, recreation specialists, cooks, drivers, dispatchers, plumbers, water testers, sewage workers, recyclers, transfer station workers, electricians, carpenters, painters, traffic controllers, code enforcers, development personnel, permit experts, billers, law clerks, attorneys, purchasers, human resources officers, transit planners, emergency plan organizers, ambulance drivers, EMTs, street sweepers, arborists, and grave diggers. Just a third of the list. We have learned valuable lessons and gained great knowledge from our attorneys, Roberts and Shropshire. We have gleaned the best from city managers Vassar, Kraus, Marsh, and Bennett. As we move our pinballs up to that grand prize of the $60 million budget and a city that works for you, we quickly learn as counselors that the hundreds of volunteer citizens on our commissions, boards, and task force are essential to good government. I certainly have enjoyed my tenure on the Urban Forestry and Cemetery Commission, the Solid Waste Advisory Board, MSAB, the Emergency Medical Services Advisory Board, the Metropolitan Planning Organization, the Historic Preservation Commission, the Library Board, the Lewiston Civic Theater Board, the CETA Operations and Finance Committee, the Regional EMS Task Force, the Association of Idaho Cities Board and its Legislative Committee, and the Sesquicentennial Task Force. I have tried to work hard at this job, as have the bulk of my colleagues over the years. The shared citizen wisdom has become a significant part of my personal wealth. The council has left a legacy, this council has left a legacy both visible and invisible. When we pick up our placards in just a few moments and head up the aisle, we do so proudly. When asked to make a list of our accomplishments, it took several pages single-spaced, so let me share just a few. I don't know about you, but my eyes will dart up and down the aisles at the new library, and my feet will dance through the words in the library books that in my hands in childlike glee. I'll be there when we finish the second floor with pride. So will every one of the 11 of us, minus Counselor Stevenson, who isn't here this evening, the future counselors and past counselors, Havens and Kluss, who are with us this evening. No one will ever convince me that the library is anything but a victory with more dimensions ready to happen. It is a symbol of our very best foot forward. We know the city is worth its urban renewal, its facelift, its infrastructure. We celebrate the skateboard park and the development of Community Park with its potential. Times were tough over the last 8 years, but roads were still maintained, and we have survived the recession far better than most Idaho cities. We have hired well. We have a management team that gets the job done. We get our information from our current division heads. We'd be dead in the water without their partnership. And I thank the likes of Baldwin, Ayers, Gregg, Whitman, and Moss before them. They all brought, and our current division heads bring, value to this city. We have used far fewer tax dollars than we could have to achieve our goals. We saved dollars. On the other hand, I believe that the loss of the high school levy, the stormwater decision, and the non-movement of funds initiative, instigated by those other than the council members here, have actually handed each taxpayer an unsightly long-term bill for the basic needs of the community when it chooses to move forward in those areas. I congratulate the volunteers who have built the Capitol replica as a reminder that government doesn't have to be housed in a grandiose setting to have a monumental and lasting impact on our lives. I am personally very pleased to have had the opportunity to be part of Lewiston's very best Monday night game. Who gets it right? Anyhow, we all try. Over the last 8 years, there were a number of road bumps along the way that were piercing and painful. But they gave way to a clean, productive, safe, energized city. As citizens, we have learned that our 152 years have been rogue, colorful, delightful, progressive. We have never been without citizen leaders with vision. From an illegal, immoral rag town, we have gone through many canoe crashes to unveil a true hub of the region, worthy of praise and continued energy, a passageway to progress. I thank you personally for your investment in Lewiston's future as voters, volunteers, citizens, businessmen, taxpayers. Thanks for being here to work, to play, and to pray. As I leave shortly, I exhort you to expand your hospital, to fortify the halls of Lewis Clark State College, to finish your library, to revitalize your downtown, to build a high school, to smooth out the roads, to honor the rights of every citizen group to not suffer discrimination, to assure clean water be deposited in our mighty life-breathing rivers, to make the airport sail, open and maintain honorable businesses and factories. You're all part of that investment, and as part of that investment, please do me a personal favor the first time you get a chance. Go outside, shout your name, and know that it will echo from the reverberation of your energy expended for Lewiston. That is honorable. You are, or you certainly have the potential of becoming pillars of the community. For each of the counselors here, there are genuine heroes in our lives, our mentors, our friends, our parents, and our partners. As we depart from this edition of Who Gets It Right Anyhow, I know we give special thanks and respect to our life partners, I to Carol, Brad to Linda, the mayor to Grace, and Thera to Walter. We have cause to celebrate on this festive day the arrival of the three wise men. We each have a life journey where we can celebrate each other. Long ago at the University of Washington, when I was working on a PhD in Spanish Renaissance literature, I read a Golden Age philosopher, Ortega y Gasset, with great relish. He believed, I am I in my circumstance. I, Dennis Ortman, am I in my circumstance, and my circumstance is good. The election is over, and it's time for the truce of tongues. The community deserves enough silence to hear the echoes of our intelligence and our heartbeat of hope. Thank you, Lewiston. Mr. Mayor.
Pro Tem King.
Nicely said, Counselor.
Thank you.
A very emotional night tonight. I thought a lot of different ways how I was going to end my career here as being a city councilor. But what we've done over the last 4 years is history, and it's in place. Can't change it. So I'm just going to say a few thank yous. Mine won't be as long as Dennis's, so just hang tight.
There are rewards. Right?
There are rewards. There was a few claps in the audiences too, did you hear that? To my wife, Linda, who's been very supportive of all things that I've been involved in, but especially being a city councilor. She knew my passion was different with this organization than maybe some of the others I was involved with. We would talk a lot on Monday nights after the meetings, and she started to share that same passion with me, which I never thought I would see. She was a good one to talk to. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. To my kids, Megan and Ryan, Mike and Carrie, to my mom, to my sisters, and their families. Just a great support team, always with a kind word. Thank you. We Cannons are an emotional people, in case you didn't notice that. To the employees of Cannons Building Material Center, again, great people who maybe endured a little more than their job description spells out, but fully understood that this was important to me. They went above and beyond to keep the store moving forward, and they did a great job. Thank you does not seem enough, but until I can repay you in other ways, thank you oh so much. Also to my friends and to my customers, new and old, thank you for staying with me and understanding my passion for doing this. I have great customers and friends who understand the importance of growing a community. Hopefully they will reap the benefits as the years roll along. To the employees of the City of Lewiston, I have been blessed over the years to be around dedicated employees who have the passion to make things better. City employees are no different. Yes, they get paid for what they do, but it goes beyond that. These department managers have a great love for this community and want to see it move forward. It takes a lot to run this city, and it takes vision. In the last 4 years, I have seen that passion from all departments, something that most people in this city don't see. To City Manager Mr. Bennett, to City Attorney Jamie Shropshire, to the department managers and to all employees of this city, here and those who have retired, a big thank you for your dedication and your passion to continue to make this city a great place to live. And to this City Council, Mayor Kevin Poole, Dennis Ortman, Jim Kleberg, Thara Stevenson, Clinton Daniel, and Jed Randall. And also the former councilors John Curran, Tim Bromling, and Matthew Carlson. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve on this council with each of you. You are all good people and have a sincere passion to help not only this city, but its citizens. I wish you and the new council members nothing but success in the coming years. And to the citizens of Lewiston, thank you for allowing me to serve on this city council. It's been a great 4 years. Now, one more thing before I close, Mr. Bennett. Has the memo gone out that the city of Lewiston can now buy from Cannons Building Material Center?
First thing in the morning.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It'll be good to have him back. Now I'd like to leave you with a little something that was sent to me from a good friend of mine. He sent this to me on Monday, December 20th, 2010, after he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He died the next year. I probably read this once a month. And I want to share it with you, and I'll get through it. I've never made a fortune, and it's probably too late now. But I don't worry about that much. I'm happy anyhow. For as long as I go along life's way, I'm reaping better than I've sowed. I'm drinking from my saucer because my cup is overflowed. I haven't got a lot of riches, and sometimes the going's tough. But there are caring folks around me, and that makes me rich enough. I thank God for his blessings and the memories he's bestowed. I'm drinking from my saucer because my cup has overflowed. If God gives me strength and courage when the going gets steep and tough, I'll not ask for other blessings. I'm already blessed enough. And may I never be too busy to help others bear their loads. With them, I'll share my saucer because my cup has overflowed. Thank you, everyone.
Basically, mine's just going to be a few comments. I guess what I always try to do in serving with the city of Lewiston is to leave it in better shape than what I inherited it. And when Dennis and Brad and I and Thera came on board 4 years ago, we had quite a few things in disarray. We had the FAA was ready to sanction the airport because of non-compliance of some of the issues. We had no contracts with the Soton County or City of Clarkston for emergency response or ambulance. There's a lot of consternation and turmoil with our other governmental entities that we try to interface with. Leaving today, we've got very good relations. We've had almost 3 years of contractual relationships with Soton County for ambulance. It seems to be doing very well and serving the public very well. In checking with Mr. Marsh, our fund balances are near pre-recession levels. That besides holding the line on spending, we were able to bring our fund balances back up to an operational level. We have a historic level of building activity, and it was a small part because of the council, but it was a team effort with city staff and our relationships with our other governmental entities and the business sector. We all have to pull our own weight and do our part to make this community successful. And so I'd like we've been a city for 150 years, and councils have come and gone, and city councils have changed, and we seem to have always progressed and done well, and I completely expect that going forward. I just like to encourage the council coming on to keep a long-term view of the interests of the city, that the strategic planning and master plans are a good way to drive the budget, and just try to keep that in mind. Keep your focus on future development, our efforts through the urban renewal, things that we've been working on for the past 8 years or 6 years. We're just starting to see the fruits of a reward for that. So don't let the myopic and short-term view of the county drive your decisions regarding the URA. And one thing last is I promise you that you won't be seeing me here second-guessing you like Councilor Havens or Kluss. That out of respect for you being elected to office, that you need to govern and lead this community. And so out of respect for that, unless I'm here to represent a client, I'm not going to be here second-guessing you. I may have a private phone conversation or something with you, but other than that, you need to have your chance to step up and lead and govern this wonderful community. And so with that, I thank you all. It's been an honor and privilege of serving this great community. And it's something that I'll never forget and always appreciate, being able to be such a small part of what we've accomplished here. So with that, thank you, everyone. And with the council for January 6th, 2014, we'll sine die. Thank you.
I'm taking that with me.
The new counselors would like to come forward, and I'll administer the oath of office. What? I'm going to do them all at once. I'll just take those out. Just like to have each of you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear
I, R.K. Johnson, solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Idaho
and the state of Idaho
and the laws and ordinances of the city of Lewiston,
and the laws and ordinances of the city of Lewiston,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
faithfully discharge all of the duties
faithfully discharge all of the duties
of the office of city council member in the city of Lewiston,
of the office of city council member in the city of Lewiston,
Nez Perce County, Idaho,
Nez Perce County, Idaho.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Jesse.
Thank you.
You may have a seat.
So the first order of business today is the election of mayor, and followed by the election of mayor pro tem. The city code states that following the election, a mayor and a mayor pro tem will be elected in accordance with Idaho state law for a period of 2 years. The election of mayor is considered first, and the way that process works is any member of the council may nominate another council member for the position of mayor. Any nomination must be seconded, and then that process continues until all of the nominations have been offered. And at that time, a motion is in order to close the nominations, and a second and a vote to approve. At that point, the city clerk will call the roll on each of the nominated candidates. If there are only one or two candidates, then following that vote, the clerk will announce who has been elected as mayor. If there are more than two candidates and a majority of the council, which is 4 members, is not achieved during the vote, then there will be a revote until that occurs, until we finally get down to 1 or 2 candidates and a final vote is taken. At that point, once the mayor has been elected, then the mayor will take over the meeting and preside over the meeting, and the process will be repeated to elect the mayor pro tem.
So at this point, I would like to call for nominations for mayor.
I'd like to make a nomination for Mr. Kleberg for mayor.
Second.
Are there other nominations? Okay. May I have a nomination or a motion to close nominations?
Second.
On the nomination of Councillor Kleberg to serve as mayor, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Motion passes.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you, councilors. Okay, so now it's time to elect Mayor Pro Tem. Do we have a nomination? Councilor Daniel.
I nominate Councilor Johnson.
Nomination, any seconds?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Councilor Blakey.
Okay. Have a second? Motion dies for lack of a second. So back to the first motion. All in favor of Councilor R.J. Johnson as Mayor Pro Tem, raise your hands. Thank you.
Congratulations, RJ.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one more item on the active agenda tonight, and that would be appointment of a council representative to the area city impact negotiations with the county. It was a little bit of a process the last time around. We just had some appointments, and personally, I feel that since there's 4 new members on this council, 3 that are already here, we've had people attending some of these meetings. I am still on the, will be on that committee, and Council Randall, if he agrees, I think he does. I guess I'm looking for, is anybody interested? Does somebody want to nominate somebody? Basically what this process is going to involve is we're going to sit down and interview. We have actually a meeting this week. Interview 3 more possible candidates along with 3 members of the county commission to find 3 members of the public to make a party of 9 in order to carry on the negotiations of the area city impact. I know that Councilor Maldonado and Councilor Blakey have come to a couple of meetings. I don't know if either one of you have an interest. You can certainly raise your hand and nominate yourself, or...
I have an interest.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Blakey.
Okay.
Second.
Second? Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Well, that's good, because I actually have your first homework assignment for you. Sir, those are the applications. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you very much. Well, I guess that's all the business we have for the evening.
Well, we
So-
do have new business, and we still have city councilor comments.
That's
This
correct.
could be an opportunity for each of the sitting and new councilors to address the public if they wish to.
You bet. So, city councilor comments this evening?
Mr. Mayor. Although I don't think they're here anymore, I would like to thank the previous councilors for all the time and effort that they put into this community, and we should all be thankful that we had a chance to have them on our council.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I just have a couple comments. I'm really excited to take the position. I love Lewiston. This is a really awesome place to live, and I really want to thank the taxpayers for electing me into this position. And I'd also like to thank the council tonight for electing me as Mayor Pro Tem, and I'd like to congratulate Mayor Kleberg on becoming mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Okay, well, I wrote down a few. I'm not nearly as verbose as Dr. Ortman, but I guess the first thing I'd like to do is thank my wife. She made it here to the meeting. Sue, she's put up with a lot for the last 6 years. Actually, another 4 if you consider the P&Z meetings that we kind of suffered through. And I would like to thank the counselors for your support. I really appreciate it. I'm humbled by this opportunity, and I will try and do best by all of you. We're all elected to do what's right, all of us, but for the citizens and the policies of the city of Lewiston. Of course, we may not always agree on the definition of right, and that's why there's 7 of us on this council. We're going to have diverse opinions on how we want to get to where we're going, and I really look forward to having some robust discussions. We've got budget sessions will be coming up, and try and get a consensus together. We'll have work sessions explaining the process, and then it all boils down to what we're going to do for the next year. I see we actually have a former counselor here, Councilor Kloss, and he did make a comment that kind of stuck with me, and hopefully, you know, for right now, we can make this Lewiston the best Lewiston that we can be. We'll worry about taking on the other cities later. We have good opportunities here, but let's see what we can do here and move the city forward. So that's all I have. Mr. Bennett.
I'd just like to welcome each of the new councilors to the city council. You're a team, the 7 of you, even though you may have different opinions on how we get to the same goal. You're a team. And I encourage you to work with me and my staff to develop the policies that you would like to see this city follow in order to make Lewiston a better community. You know, I concur with the comments of the outgoing council who have said that we all want the same thing, which is to make Lewiston a great community to live in, to work in, to grow a business in. And as long as we make that the main thing that we try and do for the community, the other things will work themselves out. So again, my congratulations to each of you, and welcome to the Lewiston City Council.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Next item is advisory board and commission appointments. We will be, I guess we can get some lists around to everybody, because obviously with 4 outgoing council members, we are a variety of liaison positions for the council with the various advisory boards and commissions and stuff. So if there's areas of interest that anybody's, you know, particularly interested in, we'll get everything sent to people, and then maybe start picking from that, and hopefully have some representation, council member representation on these various boards and stuff.
Mr. Mayor, we have that scheduled for the next council meeting, which will be next Monday night on the 13th. We'll be sending you out sort of a status report of the current boards and commissions, agencies that the council serves as either a liaison or a member of, and that can be a starting point for you in deciding you know, where your interests lie and how we can get those memberships started as quickly as we can.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Well, with that, any work session agenda topics? Councilor Daniel.
When's our next work session? What's the date?
It will be February 3rd.
Can we have the update about the transfer station?
That will be on that work session agenda, along with another insurance contract that we are putting together now. So both of those items will be on that agenda, and there may be other work session items. If you think of one, in the meantime, just let me know and we can add it on there.
Okay. Councilman Renata.
Putting together a proposal to purchase tablets for us counselors if that could be added potentially.
Yeah, that would be a good topic of discussion. The previous council had talked about that at one time, about changing from a paper environment to a electronic environment for council packets and agendas and accessing the internet during meetings and things like that. So certainly that would be a good topic to discuss.
Might be another budgetary item that we might want to discuss too.
It would indeed.
Okay. Okay, well, with that, there's no other comments. I guess we'll adjourn this meeting. Thank you, everybody.